President Donald Trump has promised that the United States will hit Iran 20 times harder than it already has if the country does anything to block the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Mr. Trump went on to emphasize the international importance of the strait, a narrow passage between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, through which around a fifth of global oil production flows, which is often used as a geopolitical bargaining chip. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth appeared to double down on the president's threat during a press briefing at the Pentagon early on Tuesday. President Trump, according to him, takes very seriously the condition of the strait. Mr. Hegseth said the U.S. has the capabilities that no nation on earth has. Iranian security official Ali Larijani hit back against Trump's warning on Tuesday morning, saying that Iran doesn't fear empty threats. The war, which is now in its 11th day, has brought movement in the strait to a standstill as Iran has targeted oil tankers. Let's bring in Global Affairs Analyst Katrin Onajuju for more on this development. Mr. Onajuju, thanks for joining us on the news at 7. The U.S. president, prior to this time, said the war might end very soon, describing U.S. operations as largely successful. But in the same breath, is now warning of harsher punishment if Iran blocks oil passage. How do you interpret this mix of de-escalation language and strong military rhetoric?
Well, I would say these are opinions from one side, but we know analyzing this issue shows us that nothing rests with Iran or the United States. It's now an international war with several states in the Gulf hit. And as you can see, everything that Israel and the Americans thought about is not going exactly that way. You can see the Strait of Hormuz only has passages for Russian and Chinese ships, and those Iranians don't want to pass there would not go. And of course, you've seen the war has now involved quite a lot of people as Iran strikes out to undermine the stability of all the Gulf friends that the Americans seem to have. It's never going to be easy. We don't understand, but we know that the ability to have delivery systems at pace detection has actually given us some surprises in the place that we never knew Iran will come in. And I repeat again, the development of delivery systems that seem to outpace detection technologies is the reason why Iran is doing so well and firing on all cylinders in a way that has undermined all the predictions that the United States originally gave about this war. It's not going to be easy for anybody. It won't be easy for anybody.
Iran is saying it doesn't succumb to empty threats. The threats from U.S. and Israel have been anything but empty. But there are now conflicting reports about attacks on Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. What would such an attack, if confirmed, mean for Iran's coercion and its response to the U.S. at this time?
Oh, well, the threats from the United States about the supreme leader, it's something that should be dismissed. And nobody makes peace or negotiates with another sovereign state by simply killing leaders. It's not a leadership elimination issue. It's a civilizational war. You know, you now have a new group in Iran who came there after the Islamic Revolution in 1978. And so to get rid of them, because it's a war about dogma, it's about doctrine. It's not something we just think eliminating a leader will simply change everything. No, to be able to change the government currently supported by the Republican Guard, you need boots on the ground. And Americans are not willing to put boots on the ground against Iran. So I don't really think such wishes can simply be wished into anything that's serious. I don't say that. Iran has chosen its new leader, and that's how it is. In any community, that they probably knew leader will emerge. You kill a man from a family, and he's martyred. And then his people will probably think stick to the family is a way of condoling them and telling them that despite the killing, you're with the family. And that's what's happening in this issue. So I don't think threatening leaders will help. Talking about how to get the markets back into a stable position is good. Talking about how to have the Strait of Hormuz reopened for international business is good. And I believe the Americans should find ways to start talking to the Iranians instead of issuing threats.
It is now the interest of the world that the conflict is resolved, especially when you consider the volatility of oil prices even here in Nigeria. Katrina Naju, Global Affairs Analyst, thank you so much for talking to us this hour.
Thank you for having me.